Hi, my name is Edda Hannesdottir.
I'm Manami.
Erica Holly.
Matthew Wright.
Tyler Smith. Elwa Adjavon from Togo, and I've just raced my first Olympic Games here in Paris 2024.
Yeah, it was a crazy day yesterday, and my journey has been very long and a lot of ups and downs. So it was really reflective that the race had a lot of ups and downs for me. But I'm happy to have had the experience, and hopefully I can be able to build on it. Yeah, for me, being the flag bearer for Iceland was really special. I got a call from one of the members of my NOC, and he told me that I was the one chosen. Iceland only qualified 5 athletes for these games. So it's a little country, and I was super excited to be able to hold the flag, and it was an awesome experience. Being a small country, we have the opportunity to qualify through a 3-party invitation, but you have to still hit a criteria. So I was able to hit that criteria in May and was able to get a spot through that. And I think for me, just being in so different circumstances from everyone else, and not having that kind of support from a national Olympic committee or a national organization, it's it gives me the chance to be able to see my dreams come true. I think the race was very. It was just a big experience, full of ups and downs. And I think the swim was very difficult to navigate. It was hard to choose, a position, and also just hard to move, inside of the packs and stuff. I tried to do my best, and I was in a fine group and got out and on the bike, and I thought the bike course was super cool. There were so many people celebrating, and it was I felt strong on the bike, and it was feeling good. And I unfortunately just around 20k I crashed, and there was no one coming from behind me, so I had to time trial the next 20k, and that was very difficult, being alone without a group and just losing time. So I wish I would have had maybe I was hoping for maybe more luck on my side in the race, but I think a lot of people were struggling with the conditions and crashing, and it's a part of the game. And I'm proud that I stood up and continued to time trial the course and did the best that I could. So yeah, I think I can be proud of that, but I hope to be able to build on this.
The ultimate goal was to get here, and I'm grateful that we were able to qualify. It's crazy because I wanted to be known as an athlete that finished really well, but I mean, all publicity or all media is good media is what I've been hearing. So I mean, now I've put Guam on the map and triathlon. So for this one, I think I'll accept it as what it is and just celebrate every good attention. So the team was amazing to have because I'm from a small nation and I'm the only triathlete from the Pacific Island region. So I got some messages when I was in the race in Hamburg, I felt that I didn't belong, and I felt like I was pretty much alone. But then I got some messages from our team on World Triathlon saying, hey, I totally understand how you feel, but we're cheering for you, and I thought that was amazing.
I think the whole week, I had a lot of obstacles in the village with the Barbados team being so small. My coach didn't have accreditation. We had a lot of stuff to face beforehand, so I think that kind of hardened us to a few setbacks or a few hurdles in the road. So I think when I woke up that morning and saw the message come through that we're not racing, it was one of them where we just went into, okay, this is it. Action mode, let's make a plan. I think I'm really fortunate that it's just me and my coach. We're not 3 men or 2 men in the team, or my coach isn't coaching other athletes in other countries, so we were able to make our plan and just readjust, and it is what it is, and you can only control what you can. And I think I handled it quite well. I don't think it really had an effect on my race yesterday. I think I've said to a lot of friends, it's crazy, you get to the Olympic Games, you work your whole life to get there, but then you don't really watch the Olympic Games. I think as a kid you love it because you get to see all the stuff, and for me, being in that race, you know, you didn't really get to see the women's. And even on the bike, you're focusing on, okay, pulling, like what's the time gaps, where am I, you know, focusing, not crashing, etc., etc. And then, yeah, the odd time you know, you're taking a corner and someone's phone nearly hits you in your head, or a flag, you nearly get caught up in a flag because there's 5 deep, 6 deep watching this race and the noise. I think on the bike it was, you know, you kind of zoom past, but on the run was when I really was able to be like, gee, this is just outrageous, you know. As I said, like, you're on the Champs-Elysees for one, and then for two it's like the crowds are 8, 10 deep, and hearing the screams, hearing the shouts. I mean, one regret is probably not being in the pack with the French boys. I think that would have been another level, hearing the French, and my coach was saying that was unbelievable. But yeah, all in all, it was just, what a venue, what a day. You know, the sun came up for us, and just the crowds were, something like I'd never experienced in my entire life, and probably never will again.
Yeah, I don't think that moment will ever be repeated. I mean, like, in the most probably iconic venue, maybe in the world, to be able to like be downtown Paris, swim in the Seine, have the Champs-Elysees like in the background of the bike, the Eiffel Tower. I mean, just unreal. And yeah, the race had a lot to maneuver, just with like the dynamics of the current and the rain and the cobbles. So yeah, it was a pretty it wasn't a boring race, I'll put it that way. Yeah, I was very nervous that morning. It was actually kind of nice. There was a few people next to me who were like talkers, because there's always like a different athlete like when you're lining up, and some people just like to like sit and be in the zone, and I actually like to talk a bit, and so I was like chatting, and Flora was lined right next to me, so that was kind of nice. You're next to your compatriots, so that definitely helped. But then the run to the start line was quite long, so I was just trying to like zone it out, and like once I got to my start position, I'm like, just stop shaking, like deep breaths, and yeah, I mean, once the gun went off, like I feel like then it just feels like a normal race. Probably, yeah, this is the like pinnacle of the sport, is like to compete in the Olympics. I mean, it's all of our dreams to be here, and yeah, like couldn't be prouder. And like for Bermuda, we made history, 3 athletes in the triathlon. So yeah, I mean, that's so cool to say, and I just hope that like it brings more and more people in, and that seems to be the trend. I mean, triathlon is becoming really popular on our small country, so yeah.
Yeah, so the Olympic dream has been something that I've had in me for a long time, but it was more of a dream than something that could actually become reality. And not so long ago, so in 2019, I decided I'd try to make that dream become a reality and qualify Togo for the first time in history at the Triathlon Olympic Games. And racing yesterday in the Seine was the most incredible experience, because I've come from not doing any triathlon 5 years ago to racing with the best in the world just yesterday in this crazy, iconic city. And it was short-lived for myself, but it was extremely powerful and extremely emotional. Yeah, I definitely took a moment as I came. My name was called out, and I ran onto the pontoon, and I was standing on the start line. It's actually quite funny, because I was just laughing at myself, like, this is ridiculous. I'm sitting here, I've got Skuman on my right, Kolkman on my left, and all the other best triathletes in the world down there just about to dive in the water at the same time as me. And hearing people in the stands calling my name, and just the atmosphere of the crowd, it was just a crazy moment. I just had to think, like, wow. When I stepped out of the water, my coach told me the time difference, and I knew I had a lap, maybe a lap and a half to ride before being caught. So when I heard the motorbikes not far behind, I figured, this is it. There's not much point in trying to push through anymore. It's the only time I'll be racing on the Champs-Elysees in front of this crowd, so might as well soak it in. And you know, the crowd gave me so much energy and so much love. It was just wonderful to live. I nearly cried how beautiful the moment was, and I wasn't too disappointed getting caught. I was just super happy to have lived that, and I'll never forget it. My brother told me that on the in the stands, 2 flags were flying close to each other, and that was a French flag and the Togolese flag. So this project for me was always a bringing together of my double nationality, which is Togo and France. It was the dream scenario to be able to represent Togo in Paris, and doing that yesterday in front of the whole crowd, with everybody at home in Togo watching and sending me messages of support and encouragement. I mean, it was a dream 5 years ago, a crazy dream, and having this dream become reality is just unbelievable and really, really powerful.
It was incredible here in Paris because I live in France, next to Paris, 3 hours by car, in Rennes. There is a lot of people, fan and friend, for supporting me. So it was very difficult for me in my mind about this result. But it's sport, so I need to accept this and change something, and I will come back for the next Olympics. Yeah, I'm very happy to representing my country, the Morocco. So it's for me, makes me a lot of emotion because I grew up with my mother, my father with Moroccan education. So it makes me something different to the French people. So it's for me very important to support my country, my culture. So I think for the Moroccan people, it will be an example for the younger triathletes will be stronger for the next races, for the height level, and make some goals for some triathletes, young triathletes in Morocco.
Yeah, 100%. The swim was really difficult, especially having not done the test event. You know, if you're on the outside looking in, it kind of means that you're not in the top 65 guys or whatever that can get into the test event. So, you know, the first time of me swimming in the river was during the swim warm-up, and even that, they don't let you go beyond the bridge. So it was a completely sort of foreign environment during the race, and you can look at that, you can watch the women's race, you can recon it, but I don't think anything really prepares you for getting in and experiencing that yourself. The bike was unreal. Getting to ride up and down the Champs-Élysées, you know, that's where you get to see your idols finish the Tour de France every year, and growing up, that's something that, you know, is such fond memories of me watching guys sprint down that and finish up the tour there. And getting to ride that same road in a race with that size of a crowd alongside was epic, and I don't think there's ever going to be anything that compares to that. Yes, yeah, first Olympics, super steep learning curve. You come to appreciate the people that are able to have quote-unquote average performances at the Olympics, and some of the splits look easier than they are on paper, and you just realize like doing that at this level is completely different than doing it at a World Cup or even a World Series. Just the added pressure, the added logistics, the added stress, you know, there's a lot more that goes into it than just coming here physically ready, I think, and that's something I definitely learned, and just dialing in the preparation for the next one is going to be a big part of it. But yeah, it's great to learn these lessons, and I think hopefully I can be around for another 4 years and give LA 2028 a proper crack.